this morning. Uh, so today, simply just going over setups. Simple as that. Going over setups. Trying to think what I need to tell y'all before I begin. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. We're going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Nasdaq, and us30. And yeah, I'm going to start having like a daily kind of results so we can go over results. I'm going to start that today. Yesterday when I did it, I thought about it after I did it. Like I want to start keeping track so you guys can kind of see how each week is going, how each day is going by these different setups. But yeah, so let's begin. Heavenly Father, we want to just say thank you for this day. Thank you for everyone that's on this live, Lord. I pray that you will just bless them, keep them, bless them during this day. I pray that you would just give them wisdom. I pray that your glory will rest on their shoulders today, that with anything that they are in need of today, Lord, you will bless them, that you will speak to them, that you will provide for them, Lord. And God, we want to just say thank you through the name of Jesus. Amen. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin this day. Hmm? Boo, Daddy. Yeah, boo boo. Yeah, boo. Okay. Okay. Bookie. Huh? Bookie. Y'all also, as y'all know, um, I do have my kids with me. So if you gonna hear stuff, you might see me walk away for a second. All that cool stuff. Okay, y'all, give me one, give me one second. Hey, Corvette. Hey. All right. Let's see what we got here. Babe, Katie went to the bathroom. Yeah. No. That would be great, wouldn't it? I know. All right, family. So let's see what we got going on here on Nasdaq. So currently, we are in the upstate, like we are trending up. But let's just kind of see what price is doing at the moment here. All right. So we bring this here. We got this nice downtrend here. I don't know why this thing keep like saving. I don't like that. Oh, I see why. It's locked. So we have this downtrend here. If we start this here, we also have this, but we also let's bring this here. Yeah. So right now I'm just kind of identifying gold zones. So clearly we have this downtrend right here. We got this major downtrend right here. Now, there's two things, y'all. So as I'm looking at this, we have two gold zones here. This is what we call an inverse Pac-Man's mouth. Just something I came up with. Okay, sorry. We got the inverse Pac-Man's mouth. Give me one second, y'all. You need me to get him? Okay. Okay. So yeah, we have what we call the inverse Pac-Man's mouth. Uh, hey, baby. So what we're looking for is simply key level here, y'all. These are only two go zones that I'm seeing this morning for Nasdaq. So we're simply just going to be patient, and this is our key levels here. Now I am also so while I'm doing this, I want to start, as I said before, I want to start keeping track. Okay. Yes. Two major go zones level here. We got price, and this is for Nasdaq this morning. Price comes up here. First thing that I might be looking for is a short position to the downside, right? Uh, Next thing, so I am going to kind of really break this down today of how I actually am going to trade today's market here. And it's also going to be able to help me to keep track of what to. I want to be able to keep track of our records for the week. Wow, son. That's cool. So Nasdaq, stop loss for this short position, our first entry, I am going to look for an entry here at around 25,724. And this is Forex.com. That is who I am, where this Nasdaq is coming from. So Nasdaq has a lot of brokers here on TradingView, but the numbers are always different based on the broker that you're using. So 25,725. I know I said 724, but 25,725. 25,725. That is the first look that I am looking for a retest for a pushback down to the downside. Stop loss. I'm going to make this a little bit tighter. Okay. So we're going to make this about a 40. So stop loss is going to be 40. So stop loss is plus 40. Now that is first look. So that's simply looking for a touch here for a pushback down. Now y'all, I only take 1 to 2 trades per day, but I'm going to go over all these different things because I know people trade different things that might want to trade the gold zone system. All right, so that is my entry here. Now let's just talk about what will happen, what could happen if we see price break to the upside. Now, and also if anyone has any questions, about all this stuff, just you can let me know. So if price begins to break out of here and we get a close above, if we begin to get a close above, like what that means is simply a candle pushes up and it closes above this gold zone level here. I'm going to look for a retest back to the downside for maybe a pushback up. And I don't know if I even want to do that just because we are pushing down to the downside so heavy. I don't know if I want to look for a close, especially if this happens when market opens, right? If this happens when market opens, let me see that. No, let me see that. No, it's too loud, son. Let me see. Too loud. Go show mama. Here, go to mama and show her this. Go show mama. Now, next go zone is a retouch maybe here for a pushback down. All right, so if we get a retouch here for a pushback down to the downside, that is another look. And again, our entry, and this would be our second look. This would be my second look. Now, if I win first trade, I am not looking for a second trade. All right, so if I win first trade, I am not looking for a second trade. I just want to be clear on that. But if price comes up here Now, I cannot say necessarily exactly an entry number on here. The reason I cannot say an entry number is we don't know exactly when it's going to hit this gold zone, right? So we don't know if it's going to hit gold zone here at 25,843 or 25,859, right? But this gold zone line, whenever you zoom in, this is our key level. So it should just look something like this. We got price respect here, price respect here, price respect here. Our next goes on, we simply look for a short position back to the downside. And that is on Nasdaq. All right. A winning trade is a 1-to-1. Also, you can join the Telegram. Yeah, I know it's probably a lot of noise right now. So, no, that's too loud. That's too loud. Let me see that. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much it on this Nasdaq. I want to be able to really keep track of the wins, also the losses, so we can actually have a historical. But some of the stuff is kind of hard because we don't know exactly when it's going to hit gold zone. So, but of course, I'll still be watching, right? I'll still be watching. And some of these trades, I know for a while now, I've been saying, for those that's been watching gold zone, I've been saying let's wait for the retouch. But I don't know if we're going to continue to wait for the retouch. We might just start getting in and just having a bigger stop loss. I think that is just as like extremely powerful as well. So that is set up for Nasdaq. First look again is going to be right here for a pushback down to the downside. Stop loss is going to be 40. So yeah. Now let's jump to Ethereum. Y'all, this trade was from yesterday. All right, this trade was from yesterday. Oh my goodness, this was such a good setup. And I hope that y'all took this Ethereum trade if you were in the live yesterday. This is literally what we're looking for. And this kind of looks very similar to Nasdaq this morning. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's too loud. You're too loud. Too loud. All right. Hopefully y'all was in this trade from yesterday. So what happened from yesterday was a simple. We got a break here. So our first look was here for a long position. We didn't quite get to our 1-to-1. But then the next trade was we're simply going to wait for a breakout, look for the retest, and then I push back down to the downside. Y'all, this trade, yeah, a big trade. This is an 8-to-1 trade from yesterday. So, and that's the Ethereum. And that's why I really want to start keeping track of everything. All right, so as you guys can see, overall, we are in a huge downtrend, but most importantly, we are in a downtrend right here at the moment. So what we're trying to look for is a gold zone. That's what we do here, y'all. We're just looking for a gold zone. We are just looking for a gold zone. Let's see here. Let's see here. We did get a nice push off of this right here. All right, y'all. So this is how we're going to play this for Ethereum. A very smooth setup. This is a very smooth setup. If price comes down to this gold zone level here without touching this. So notice I said without touching this. All right. Let me set out this message. Bro, would you like to hear something? All right. So what we have here is simply ping pong, right? We got price starting here, push down, push here, push down, right? So like logically thinking, we just want to see a push back up to this gold zone level, right? Logically thinking, that's what we want to see. Is a nice push up to this gold zone level because this is our last touch. If price comes up here for this touch here, y'all, I'm simply going to look for a short position. I'm looking for a short position. Stop loss is going to be at. I don't want to make this too tight, but also I want to make it, where we can try to make some good profit too. Let's do 30. Stop loss is going to be 30. This is kind of tight. So if you're not comfortable, y'all, this is not financial advice either. This is not financial advice. This is entertainment only. All right. I am not a financial advisor. But what I'm looking for, I'm saying that way. What I'm looking for is maybe let's go back to. I'm going back to 35. So 35 stop loss. If price pushes up here, right? If If from this push here, we get a push up here, I am looking for a 35 stop loss if price touches anything on this trend line, right? It don't matter if it's right here. It don't matter if it's down here. Push back down. Next thing that I'm looking for, if that does not play, let's just say that price begins to break out of here and fly up. Okay, cool. I'm simply going to look for a pullback, and then I'm getting in for a long position to the upside. If price begins to take off for a long position to the upside, probably like something like this, I probably have a little bit of a bigger stop loss just because of the way Ethereum moves. We could possibly see like a break, retest, all that good stuff. So I know that one's at 35. If we get a nice breakout, I probably have it at a stop loss of, let's see, let's see. Yeah, if price gives, we had to get a strong breakout though. This is where it kind of gets tricky. You could look for the retest here. So you can see if we get a break and then a retest. If we get a break and a retest, then you might can, if you wanted to wait for a break and retest, then you can have a tight like stop loss at keep it at 30, 35. I'm sorry. But if you're not wanting to wait and and once we start to get a breakout, a clean breakout though, y'all, like it got to be a clean breakout, like at least going up at least 15 points breakout, then I would have a bigger stop loss of like 50. So I'm going to key this at 50 uh, right here. Okay. But first thing I'm looking for though, y'all, is a pushback down to the downside. Now that is this a gold zone right here. And again, it does not matter where it touches out on this line. Next thing is, what if, let's just say that price never comes up to this gold zone and price starts to hover, 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 and then it falls. I'm not looking for a bounce to the upside here. I'm simply looking for a breakout. If I do look for a bounce here, it's going to be, I'm going to have really low risk. I'm going to have a very, very tight stop loss. Like as soon as we get a touch and we start getting to pull back a little bit, I would have a stop loss like behind that highest wick, just because I know that price could be continuously pushing down to the downside. All right. So what I would look for is simply a breakout of here. Like I look for a breakout, maybe a retest on the candle for a pushback down to the downside. And if that happens, I'm stop loss of 35. I'm going to keep the stop loss of 35. Okay. So if we get a nice break, maybe get a retest, I'm going to keep the stop loss of 35. Simple as that. All right. Now let's go over Bitcoin. Let's take this alert off. And again, if anyone has any questions, please let me know. I want to set an alert over here on this Nasdaq trade. But I honestly though, y'all, I like this Ethereum setup. I like this Ethereum setup. I like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, Bitcoin downtrend. Kaden, don't do that to her. Okay, got her legs, bro. All right, downtrend. What do we have here? We got this nice downtrend level here on Bitcoin. Let's see. Put this up here. All right. So what we have here is, I know you guys noticed that I did not place this trend line over on this high level right here. And the reason I did not do that on Bitcoin is because anytime we have a double top, whenever we're trading gold zones, we want to make sure that we go to the first gold zone that was there. So this was the first gold zone, and then it created a double top here. All right. So anytime we see that, I'm going bringing it in the inside and touching the first gold zone. So that is why that is like that. All right. All right, so last touch was here, right? So on Ethereum, the last touch was actually at the bottom. But what I'm seeing on Bitcoin is the last touch was actually here, right? So if we start to create this U shape here, then I'm simply looking for a breakout to the upside. All right. If we get a breakout to the upside, now we know on Bitcoin, like it has to be a little bit wider. Mm, let's see here. It really depends how market is moving at the same time. So, yes, son, we're going to have a. If we get a breakout, if we can get a nice breakout, I'm going to look for a retest here. So if we get a break, close above, retest. Okay, I'm gonna give you something to eat, bro. If we get a breakout, close above, retest here, I might be looking for this long position. Stop loss will probably be around 600. So kind of a tighter stop loss if we get a break above and a pushback down to the downside, right? But now I also want to say this: what you can also look for a first trade, and this is going to be 600. If we get a break, close above, retest for a long position, that is going to be 600 stop loss. Now, I want to say this as well. If we create a U shape, you might can still be able to catch a short position here. Now, if price comes here and it gives us a nice bounce off this gold zone level, you can have a really, really tight stop loss. Try to catch, I just did it on Nasdaq yesterday. It ended up being a 1-to-1. So you can catch, even though it's creating this U shape, you might can catch some quick profit right here. I would have a very tight stop loss. That is to your discretion. I don't have a stop loss for that because it's just so fast. But because of how these markets move, we still get bounces off of them before we might get a breakout. Okay. Now, next thing is let's just say price begins to fly down here to the bottom side. Well, price begins to fly to the bottom side, or what we're looking for is simply a bounce back up, right? That's all we're looking for. So if price comes here, I'm simply looking for a bounce back up to the upside. And from this, we'll have a stop loss just because hopefully it doesn't give us too much of a crazy wick, but a stop loss of, I don't know why it strains me to say 1,000, but it does. It really does. We're going to have a tighter stop loss though, y'all. Now, if you're not comfortable with a tight stop loss like this, then that's cool. Stop loss of 600. Yeah, so 600. So I believe this is 600 and this is 600. And that is our stop loss. That is our goal zone for the day for BTC. Now, us30. Now, y'all can see yesterday's gold zones. This thing actually wicked, came back up here. Okay, family. So what are we looking for today? Now that trend line that y'all just seen me delete, that might be a nice gold zone respect area too for a push that down to the downside. But I'm not gonna play that. We're gonna simply play it how based on each day. So currently we are in a nice downtrend. We got price respect here, price respect here, price respect here, price is already down and give a nice bounce. So what we're simply looking for is for price to come up to this gold zone level here. Now I know that looks like it's very, very far away from for US30, but the way that US30 moves is actually not that far away at all. Actually, okay. So there's a few things. There's a few things that we could look at here. We got a key level here, but we also have a key level here. We could see price come up here for a pushback down to the downside. Love you, Mom. I love you, bro. You look amazing. All right. So, but I don't know. I don't think we should do. I'm not going to do this first one. I'm not going to mess with this first goes on level right here. Probably just this one right here. This one could be a major bounce, but I'm not gonna do that. So goes on level for US30. Gonna be right here. We got price push it down here. We got price down here. If price begins to create this U shape to the downside, we're simply going to look. I'm going to look for a breakout to the downside. Again, the same thing I told y'all about Bitcoin is you might can catch a little bit of a break to the upside, a little bit of a push before we get a breakout. That little bit of a push can be, can be some good profits. Okay, depending on your stop loss. But as of now, I'm just looking. If we do get a curl here, I'm simply looking for a breakout to the downside. All right, I'm looking for a breakout to the downside. A retest at that goes on level. If we get a retest there at that goes on level, I am looking for a stop loss. Let's see. We're going to have 100 stop loss. If we get a break, retest, push back down, I'm looking for a stop loss of 100. Now, we got a key level over here, too, that we have to deal with. We got this major key level over here. So, yeah. Now, let's just say, what if price continues to push up to the upside? If price continues to push up to the upside, I'm simply looking for a short position here and for a pushback down to the downside. US30 can fly at any point in time, y'all. And I know that y'all who trade US30 knows that. So, price comes up to this go zone level here. We're going to have a stop loss again of 100. All right? Stop loss flies up here. We're going to look for a touch on this go zone line. Boom. For 100. 100 stop loss. All right? Now, next thing is let's say that price breaks out. If price begins to break out, we get a close above. We get a retest on this goes online. We can look for a takeoff. Now, again, if you don't want to wait for necessarily a retest and maybe you got a second account or maybe you just jump in, I don't know, however y'all want to do, however everybody trades, you can just not wait and look for a long position. But I would have a bigger stop loss if I'm doing that. Like I would have maybe a 200 stop loss instead, just because to give it room for the retest to come back. All right, and maybe a pushback up. All right. So yeah, family. Does anyone have any questions? If not, we are chilling. We are good to go. Good to go. Again, this is that Nasdaq. This is Nasdaq. This is Nasdaq. Two go zones. Now, again, we could, if price breaks, we could see a break retest for a pushback up to the upside. That is one. But you kind of just, I mean, you can't trade everything, right? So hold on. Let me do this one more time though. Let me make sure that we are not missing something. Because we have this right here. All right. So we have this, and I just noticed this. We have this. All right. So this is a strong level here. Okay, then stop, bro. All right. So this kind of changes everything. We have this big frame that I am now seeing, y'all. We have this big frame on this on Nasdaq right now that I did not see the first time. And I say a big frame. We have a major gold zone level here. And if price is going to respect over here and give us a bounce back up to the upside, we could very well be breaking this gold zone line. So look, I'm going to delete this alert. I am going to keep this though, y'all. So this is still there. I need to see something real fast, y'all. Because I did not know that we had a bigger frame going on than that frame we were just looking at. And it looks like this. Now this is very funky here at this bottom level. Okay, okay, Katie. Stop, bro. Bro, don't lay on her. All right, so we got this major framework. We got price push here, push down, push here, push down. And this is a major gold zone level. All right, so and this right here is very, very wacky. All right, this is kind of crazy. So let's be careful here. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, family. We got this massive frame. Let's see what is going on over here. All right, family. So we got this major. We have a major frame here, a major frame here. But price is literally hovering around this level here for either a break to the downside or a break back up to the upside. Now, because of that, I am simply going to look for this, y'all. I'm going to look for a breakout right here. And I'm going to have a tighter stop loss, maybe of about, because I am looking for a breakout like this, maybe about 50. Now that is now I'm going to say 50 if I'm not going to wait. If I'm just going to just grab it while it's pushing up, then I'll say 50. But if I'm going to wait for a break retest, then I'll probably maybe bring it to maybe 35. And that is for a break retest for a pushback up to the upside. Now, even on a break, let me explain this. If we get a break above, we get a retest. You can wait a second if you see that we get a retest for price to maybe push up a little bit, just so you can see, okay, price isn't just flying down. But if you get a break retest and we start to see price begin to creep up here, well then maybe that's the entry. If that's the entry, then that's you give yourself time to let this see what market is going to do, but not so much time that you completely miss out on opportunities, right? So that is definitely a key, a strong level there. But I would just be patient on this Nasdaq though, definitely, because there's just a lot of factors. Because we could still be bouncing off this gold zone level here that we've seen initially, right? So there's just different things that's going on with Nasdaq this morning that, based on the gold zone, that we were kind of seeing this morning. Um, so yeah, I would just be patient on this. I would be very patient on Nasdaq. Am I going to trade Nasdaq? I don't know. I don't know. If I do, I am going to be patient. I am going to see. I am going to give market kind of time just to kind of breathe a little bit. Um, because of the structure that we're in right now. We're in a really weird structure right now uh, for a day trader. And what I mean by a day trader, day trading gold zone is we could see this, and this thing may fly up here, and it might take a few days for it to come up here, but we just need to set up for today, right? So, and timing is everything. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Now we're getting so many closes here. So yeah, We're gonna see, family. We're gonna see. But y'all, that is it for the day. We will see. Now, if you are going to get in for a long position, make sure you get in above this high here, because if not, we could see price come up here and then push back down to the downside. So just be patient, y'all. Be patient on these setups. All right. I am going to be patient today. I am no rush of anything. Um, this is EUR USD. I will do a quick analysis on EUR USD. Um, from look at this is beautiful. This is actually beautiful right here, y'all. Like we were just on gold zone this whole time been talking. At 7:45 we were on gold zone for EUR USD. So boom, this is gold zone level right here. We got this right here. Hold on, son. Hold on, bro. Yeah, this is really good right here for EUR USD. Now I'm not going to get into this trade just because I'll be getting in a little bit late, but this is actually a really good setup. I typically want to get in right here at the gold zone, so I can be able to defend my trades really fast, but yet give myself a lot of opportunity to make profit. But yeah, this is gold zone for EUR USD. Looks very good. This looks very good. This was an entry though. Like this was a beautiful entry for a pushback up to the upside. This is beautiful. Beautiful. We got last touch was here. Get a nice bounce here. Boom. If price begins to break out beneath, I'll simply uh, look for a retest for a short position back to the downside. So I'm going to create an alert even for EUR USD. Now for gold, y'all, I typically do not look at gold at all, but I am going to look at it for now to see what is going on. It looks like we have this downtrend here. We are having. We could possibly say this right here. Yeah. Last touch was here. So I want to see price come up to this gold zone level here for maybe a pushback down. This is also Pac-Man's mouth. Maybe for a so last touch is here. If price begins to come down here to this key level here, um, because we're kind of in the uptrend right here, this is a slight Pac-Man's mouth. Looking for a long position. I may look for a long position, but the stop loss will have to be above both of those lines there. So it'll have to look something like this. But we also have to look at it through the lenses of this as well. So this could be a thing right here too. And this is why I really don't trade gold. There's so many different factors. There's so many different factors. I mean, some people are very successful trading gold, right? Gold is just ain't mine. It ain't my forte, y'all. It ain't my forte. We have this major frame here. Last touch was up here. Well, this is last touch. I'm sorry. So we start to see a break up beneath here. We'll see. If we get a break beneath here, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this. If we start to get a break beneath this, get a close, that may be a thing. Or we could possibly see in price push up to this key level here, right? And we might can catch a short position or look for the breakout to this next gold zone level right here. All right. Well, family, I am gone. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And make sure there is no questions. Nope. All right. All right, family. All right, y'all. Bye.